Back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can record a video using CAMERAX in GODOT game engine with the help of an Android plugin. So this is an Android specific tutorial for GODOT game engine. So let's get started. First let me show you guys the output. Just give me a second because I need to set up few things. So every time. So first you see this documentation, right? So based on this particular documentation I have created one cheat sheet. So instead of referring the documentation I'll be referring the cheat sheet, but if you want you can refer the documentation, it's the same thing. Now let me just show you guys the output. I'll just open Android Studio because I can mirror my device easily over here. So here you can see it will just open. So it is asking me for camera permission first. It is also asking me for record audio permission, so I'll just give that. And here you can see we have the start button, and this is the live camera preview. So I can just click on the start button, so it will start the recording for us. So I can just move my camera a little bit. Now once I click on the stop recording, it saves the recording to external storage. Here you can see we are displaying a toast message. Now I'm not playing the video. If you want you can play the video with the help of XO player as well. I have made a separate tutorial on how to integrate XO player with GODOT game engine. Like normal GODOT's video player will not work because the URL is in a specific Android related format. So XO player only works for that. So I'll just go, but here you can see the video has been saved to external storage. So if you go to your files app and videos, you should be able to see the video has been recorded over here. So as you can see over here, and I'm able to hear my audio as well. So yeah, that's it. So let's see first how to do this. So first what you need to do is you can just have to open Android Studio. You have to click on new project, and here you have to click on empty views project. Click on next, give it some project name. Language I have selected as Kotlin. Minimum SDK is 26 and build configuration is Kotlin DSL. Now do keep a note of this minimum SDK because this same version needs to be used on GODOT side as well. So just click on finish. I have already created the Android project, so I will not create it again. Now once you create the Android project, it does take a bit of time to do Gradle syncing. So I'll just close all these tabs. So but once Gradle syncing is done, you should be able to see this app folder and Gradle scripts. But if you're still not able to see this, you can just click on this Android drop down, but just do wait for a few minutes because Gradle syncing does take a bit of time. You will not see this my library folder. We need to create this manually. So to create it, you just have to right click new. Okay, this particular thing is still going on. So let's just hold on this Android setup. Let's go back to GODOT game engine for now. So inside GODOT game engine, what you need to do is just click on project, click on install Android build template. So if you are doing this for the very first time, you will have to download the template and then click on the install button. I have already done this. So once you do that, you should be able to see this Android folder over here. Then you need to go to project, go to export, click on add, click Android. Just select this. Once you add Android, here above the export project you should be able to see a fix import button. Just click on that fix import, then check this use Gradle build. Minimum SDK set whatever you have set while creating the Android project. That's why I've kept it as 26. And here I don't know what Android architecture my device is running on. That's why I've selected all 4 of this. And then you can close. And inside the scene here you can see I have just created it as a Node 2D scene, and I have attached one script to this as well. So before okay, this is still going on. I don't know why. Am I able to create? Okay, so yeah, here you can just attach one script. I'll come back to the script later on. Now what you need to do is go to your Android project, just right click on app, new module, select Android library, and here you can name it whatever you feel like. I have named it as my library. Make sure you use the same minimum SDK. Build configuration language is Kotlin DSL, and click on finish. I have already created it, that's why it is not allowing me to create again. Gradle syncing will take place, so be patient a little bit. Then go to Gradle scripts. Here you can go to build.gradle.kts, and here firstly at the time of me recording this video I am using GODOT 4.4.1. So that's why I'm using 4.4.1 over here, but 4.5.0 should be available soon. So if you are using that higher version, make sure you change it over here. Then here I'm using camera core 1.4.2, camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, and camera video. Now CAMERAX 1.5.0 is available, but I'm still using 1.4.2. It's because 1.5.0 requires Android HDK 35 and higher, like the target HDK, but unfortunately GODOT 4.4.1 is still stuck on 34. Obviously you can change it manually, but I would not recommend. But I think if you are using GODOT 4.5.0, it will target at least minimum 35 or 36 of Android target HDK. And if it is targeting that, you can easily upgrade this to 1.5.0. there are no breaking changes as such. I have already checked that. And then you just have to click on this Gradle sync. So here you will see a sync now button. Just click on that and it should download the dependencies, all these dependencies for you. Then what you need to do is just go to my library. Here you should see this, go to src main. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm seeing it like this. It does come a little bit differently, but anyways, you just have to go to your library, go to src main. First you need to go to this. Okay, I think there is some issue going on with my project because I have deleted some cache content, that's why it is happening like this. But anyways, let the Gradle syncing take place. We'll jump back to GODOT game engine. Sorry about this. So first, inside the script, what you need to write is this is your plugin name. Now where exactly we need to specify, so we are specifying the plugin name on native Android side inside our native Android library. I'll tell you that where exactly, but whatever plugin name you define on native Android side, make sure you use the same plugin name on GODOT game engine side as well. So this is my plugin name. Here I have created the variable. Inside ready, we just initialize our plugin, and here we connect the signal as well. So here you can see once the data has been completed, like once you have finished recording the video, we get the path of the video as well over here. So if you are using Exoplayer, this would be helpful for you. Next what you need to do is so the Gradle syncing will take a bit of time. Like I said, I have deleted some of the code, like some of the cache thing from my device, from my Mac OS, because I was facing some like storage issues. In the meantime, what you can do is you can just go to your GODOT game engine, and here you need to create a folder called add-ons. Now you can create this folder from GODOT game engine as well. I'm just showing it to you from File Explorer. So go create a folder called add-ons, then create a folder with your plugin name. So here you can see I've named it as my plugin because that's the name I used over here, right? Then inside my plugin you need to create a folder called bin, and here you need to copy these two files. Now from where will you get these two files? I'll come back to that later on. You can ignore this file. This is basically the same file as this, but this was automatically created by GODOT game engine for indexing purposes. And you need to create a bin folder, and inside bin you need to create two folders, debug and release. Again, we'll talk more about it, how to exactly use it, right? So let's just wait for this Gradle syncing. Okay, so the Gradle syncing is taking a bit of time. I don't know what's wrong. Can I just stop it? Okay, if I stop it, the project structure is still not correct. Okay, let's just wait for Gradle syncing to finish, and once it is done, I'll come back and explain you guys the next steps. So finally the Gradle syncing has finished. Next what you need to do is go to your my library. Sorry, hopefully you have already created this my library, right? So just go to Kotlin plus Java, and inside this first folder you just have to right click new Kotlin class file and name it as GODOT Android plugin. As you can see over here, I have already created it. Now let's go through the code. So firstly, there are a lot of imports, so I'll simply scroll through this imports. Feel free to pause the video and just copy this imports. Then we are extending from GODOT plugin as well as lifecycle owner. This is the plugin name, so I'm using the same plugin name what we have written it inside GD script. Then here I have defined few variables like file name, format, camera request code, required permission. So here you can see I'm asking camera record audio, and if you are using Android version less than 10, we also require the write external storage permission. Then here we have just registered our lifecycle registry because this is necessary for initializing CAMERAX. So that's what this code is all about. Then here I have just taken one preview view, one button and one frame layout. Here is our process camera provider, here is our video capture recorder, and here is our recording as well. Then we have this camera executor service. Here we register our get plugins, and here we just add the signal of video requested code. So here with the help of this we will be sending the URL of the captured video back to GD script side. And on Godot setup completed, we just immediately asked for all the permissions which are required, and once the permission has been given, then we call start camera. So inside start camera, here you can see I'm again checking for camera permission because that is the main permission. Then we first initialize our frame layout. Frame layout is the parent one for our viewfinder or the camera preview view and the start and stop recording button. Then we add the with the help of the add content view, add the container as well as the layout params. Container basically the frame layout. Then we initialize our preview view. Then we add this preview view to our container as well. Then we initialize our button as well for start and stop recording. We set the layout params as well. We add it to our container frame layout view. Then we initialize our camera executor. Here is our camera provider future. We add a listener. We get hold of our camera provider. Then we initialize the preview view. Then we initialize our recorder. Then we initialize video capture. Here we get hold of our default back camera. Then here we do use case group dot builder, add our preview use case as well as video capture. We unbind our camera provider and bind it to the lifecycle. So here we require the lifecycle owner, right? Then for I'm not really using this stop camera, but if you want you can use it if you want to completely stop the camera as well. And here is our capture video button. So first we get hold of our video capture, then we just disable our button. If the recording is not equal to null, we stop and make it as null. Then we give it some name. Then we make use of content values for display name, MIME type, and if Android version greater than P, we also need to set the relative path. Then we do media store output options dot builder, and here we pass the content values. Then we initialize our recording. We call prepare recording over here, and here we just check whether the audio permission was granted or not. Then we start listening for it, and if it is if the recording has started, then we just change the text of our button as well as is unable to true. And once the recording has finished, and if there are no errors, then we just display the URL inside this particular toast message, and we also send it back to Godot side. Then we close our recording, make it as null, and here we just change the text of our button as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Then you need to go to Android manifest.xml. First you need to add this uses feature of Android hardware camera permission as well as write external storage permission. Then add this application tag, and firstly this should be your package name. So if you come over here, scroll up, and whatever you see over here, make sure you add the same thing over here, and this is your Kotlin class file name, and over here this should be your plugin name. Okay, then you need to go to the project drop down over here, and inside my library you can just right click new Android resource, sorry, not Android resource, just cancel it, sorry about that. So right click new, and here you can just create a directory and name it as export underscore scripts underscore template. So here you can see I have already created it. Then you just have to right click new file and name it as export underscore plugin.gd, and do the same step for plugin.cfg. Now inside plugin.cfg I have copied this code from the Godot documentation. Only important thing is this should be your plugin name. Change the description author to whatever you feel like. Then here is our export underscore plugin.gd. Again I'll simply scroll through this file. Again I have copied this from Godot documentation. Again this should be your plugin name, and inside get Android dependency, whatever extra dependency apart from Godot dependency which you have added inside build.gradle, you need to add it over here. So first one is camera core, then the camera 2, camera view, and camera life cycle, and camera video. If you are using 1.5.0, make sure you update the versions as well for everything. Once that is done, what you need to do is you just need to cd to your Godot project, so to your Android project, sorry. So here I am inside my Android project, right? I can just drag and drop it over here. I'll just clear everything out. So I'm inside my Android project, and then you just need to run this particular command. So I'll just show it to you, /gradle w assemble. So now this might take a bit of time in your case, so I'll just paste it over here. Then coming back to our Godot game engine project, so I'll just quickly open that inside a new tab. So let this command run. Okay, in the meantime just go to your Godot game engine, go to add-ons, go to my plugins, and now here go to Android project, go to your library, export scripts template. So you just have to copy paste these two files over here. Okay, then go to bin, and inside your library you just have to go to build outputs AAR, and you just have to wait for this command to finish. Once it finish, it generates 2 AAR files. So we just need to copy those files to our debug and release folder. In the meantime, what you can do is just come back to Godot Game Engine, go to project settings, and go to plugins, and make sure you check this checkbox. If you're facing some issues while checking this checkbox, most probably you have made some indentation error inside this particular file. So make sure you check the indentations are proper or not. Okay, I think this is taking a bit of time, so yeah, let's just wait for this to finish. Rest, I think I have shown you guys everything. So this is the I have shown you guys this particular script as well. So that's what this plugin name was, because that's the plugin name I am used inside my native code as well. So here you can see it has finished. Now what you need to do is just copy this debug AR file to the debug folder and release AR file to the release folder. I have already copy pasted it, but you just need to rename it, whatever is your plugin name -debug.ar. Similarly over here for release, whatever is your plugin name -release.ar. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Thank you for watching. Bye.